Alright, what's good, y'all boys? We're back with another video. Don't forget to like and hit the sub button. Alright, today we're gonna be reacting to the 9 to 5 worker versus streamer debate. Alright, let's get it, bro.
How are you gonna disrespect your mom like that,
she
dude?
is right now.
You're gonna disrespect your mom and say that your work is harder? That is so rude.
All right, can I talk? Can I talk?
Hairspray.
Listen, so your whole
So
thing.
it's dangerous.
Listen, bet.
Your job is
chill.
you would have to actually have to go to work.
Went to school, and still.
And paid rent?
Yes, I still worked.
That's your choice.
You're high. You're hungover.
That's what I'm playing video games. I play video games on my
Damn,
spare
that
time.
boy's hot.
Enjoy streaming.
That boy's mad as hell.
What's up? How's it going?
Same old different day.
Okay. All right. So my argument here is that streaming and social media creation is harder than a 9 to 5.
Nah, it's not facts, bro. 9 to 5 is way harder, homie.
Why do you say that?
Because you gotta get up every motherfucking day, go to the motherfucking bullshit job, and slave for fucking pennies.
Yeah, he right,
That's
he
the
right.
thing is
He
you're
right.
right. You get up every
right.
day, you go through the motions. You don't have to get a good night's sleep. You don't have to be focused.
Yo, he right though. Like some of them that's working like every day and go. They have to deal with that shit, bro. Low key.
Because you don't have to be locked in. You wake up, you go, you flip some patties,
Nah,
maybe sign a few envelopes,
Nope,
answer a few
nope,
phone calls.
nope.
With streaming and social media creation, you have to be on your game 24/7. It's like a switch
No.
that never
When you're a
turns
mail
off.
carrier, I'm a mail carrier, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. I get treated like shit every
Mail
motherfucking
carrier.
day.
We
I'm
have to
still
deal with
slaving
thousands,
every day.
tens of thousands of people
Bullshit.
critiquing every little thing we do, every
Man.
decision we make, every thought
You
we
guys
have.
got it made, man. I wish I had
We
it
don't-
made like y'all.
We don't have
I
to go
wish.
sign a few envelopes and put them in a mailbox.
Man,
we
you
have
got
to
it
be,
gravy, bro.
What's the next trend?
Because
What's the next
shit I
idea?
go through every
Oh my
day.
God, I have
And
to
got
stream
dogs.
today.
And I got dogs that want to bite my ass
And
every
you have
day.
lunch breaks. You have lunch breaks. We
You
don't
say
have
you got
breaks.
dogs?
We're on 24/7.
You got
High energy,
I wish I
24/7.
could be at home like you and get back and get paid big
We're
money.
not even at home. We're walking around.
Man,
We're walking
I
around
wanna
doing
do
things,
all of
going
that
to
because
parties, doing
the
all this
shit
stuff.
I gotta
Yeah, bro. Like they gotta go to parties, do dumb shit, bro. Like
just for not even 100,000 a year. I gotta work double overtime. Bullshit.
Okay, what about this? You're guaranteed to get paid. You have a
No, I'm not.
steady rate.
If I don't work, I don't get paid. It's simple as that.
Yeah, but you have a guaranteed pay.
Guaranteed pay if you
No,
work.
I
That's
don't.
your decision if you don't want
I
to work.
gotta work at the job for
If
years.
I don't go live, I don't
just
get paid
to
either.
collect.
You don't gotta deal with
yeah,
spamming
like
L's.
something. Yeah.
Yes, we have people in the chat spamming L's. Oh, this is boring. We don't like this video. You have to create content. Imagine you have to be high energy. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? You
Hey,
guys like this stream?
That's me 24/7. I'd rather do that.
So why don't you become a streamer?
Man, that's what I want to do. F that. F this not
Do it
a
then, bro.
If streaming is so easy, how come every single person in the scene is not a streamer?
People are lazy. They want to put in the work.
That's their fault.
I get called fat all the time.
Oh, so what? I can call fat and chubby. All my homeboys call me chubby, fat,
Well,
whatever.
That's your homeboys, though. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's your
Yeah.
homeboy.
Yeah, you right, homeboy. You right. But check this out. My nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go out there and get that bag.
I think she's got something she wants to say.
Oh my gosh, wait, we're seeing a flag.
Unfortunately, these flags are actually useless. We decided to use a timer instead because we suck at explaining things.
So you raise your flag. Is there a reason you did
Yeah,
that?
because I was actually a cook for 15 years. So that means for 15 years, I had to get up and practically every day, get dressed, go to
15
work,
years?
and I had to
My
deal with
God.
not only adults, but I also had to deal with children.
We deal with children every day.
We deal with tens of thousands of children and adults.
The Lacey
Yeah, it's
Thugs
almost
are-
the same
You
thing.
gotta know who the Lacey Thugs are.
I can't go out in
Professionals?
public without 10 kids coming up and asking for a picture. You know how hard that is in the
Aw,
life?
Isn't that
That is
special?
difficult.
How long do you think this is going to last?
Forever.
Forever.
You think this
hopefully.
is going to last forever?
I hope so. You just proved my point for me. I don't have that security that's gonna last forever. Having a job, being
That's
a
why
cook,
you gotta
you
grind.
have that security of, oh, I have a job, I have a degree, I have this. This could end for me tomorrow.
Hypothetically, if you all of a sudden you lost all your followers, what would you do?
I know what he'll do. Get a
No, I'm asking
trigger
him.
warning.
I'm asking him. What would
Job.
you do? If you lost completely all your YouTubers, you had nothing. No one watched you anymore. I didn't even watch you anymore. What would you have to do? You would have to actually have to go to work.
Yo, she low-key got him right there. She's right. She got his ass.
Why did I just cut cuss at you?
That's a slur. If I did
She got his ass.
lose all my followers,
Booking.com has all kinds of stays. Because a romantic hotel works.
She got his ass checked.
houses and start my real estate empire.
Okay, so then you would have to actually go to work. You would actually have to go to the
And
office.
I would think that would be
She's
a much
cooking
easier
him. She's
job than
cooking him.
streaming.
You gotta go into your setup though and sit in front of studio lights and read the chat and be interactive.
But no, he lost everybody. He lost everybody. He has no followers whatsoever. He would have to
Nothing,
turn
yeah.
around.
Proving my point.
You would have
You're
to
proving
turn
my
around.
point. You're proving my point on why this is harder because I could lose it all
Yeah,
tomorrow.
but you could lose it tomorrow.
If let's say you're a cook, right? Let's say you got fired. You have hundreds of people lined up. You could go cook over here, cook over there. You
could be a private chef.
You could be a private chef. Exactly. I don't have that security.
I was a cook in the school system. I cooked all frozen food.
But you still cook. You still cook. You go cook for another school.
I think I saw a flag right
Damn.
here.
Flags. I see
Everybody
red
raising their
flags.
I'm gonna
flags.
have to backlight. Yo, Lacey, this is the truth.
I think something you guys aren't taking into account. Say we get a brand deal, I gotta post on an Instagram story. I gotta go find the 4 Loco cans. I gotta make sure I get the 4 Loco can. And
Not to mention,
You have to do work.
it ruins our Twitter impressions too.
I gotta tag them.
You guys said
That
Twitter.
goes into falling off.
My name is Rhonda. I'm a registered nurse from the South.
Nice to meet you.
From
Rhonda.
Pine 35 years ago, I decided to go to nursing school because I wanted to be a creative, I thought. I loved fashion, I loved acting, I loved singing. But in the South, whole lot of racism. Back in the 60s and the 50s, people didn't give a rat's ass.
Back in them slavery days.
And they wouldn't support your business. So yes, a 9 to 5 is much harder. I had to work 7 to 3, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I had to support my daughter.
Rhonda,
You get
Rhonda,
spoiled.
can I ask you a question?
Nope.
Have you ever done?
Yeah, some 9 to 5 be hell, bro.
You get spoiled. You get spoiled, and your mama and daddy keep giving it to you.
Rhonda,
Because
I got a question for Rhonda. I got a question for Rhonda. Rhonda,
Yes.
have you ever done a subathon?
What's a subathon?
What is that?
30 days straight,
24
hours a day.
day and night. No break.
We all streamed.
That ain't even healthy.
You're talking about working 7 to 3. You have 2 30-minute breaks throughout that. You get to go home afterwards, see your family, relax. We were on camera 30 days straight, no personal.
Oh,
You know,
oh,
or-
I see what you're talking about.
When
Yeah,
did you get a break?
yeah, some of them do be doing that.
When have you ran a 3-minute ad?
You
When have you
clean up
ever ran? You
vomit,
never ran a 3-minute
You
ad.
pass trays. You're short-handed. You
Talk
don't
about the fake
outlook.
relationships that you have.
Oh my God.
Now keep.
It's fake
Think
on
about
social
this.
media.
Think about this. Imagine
Sure.
every little person. We call them parasocials. They judge your relationships. You can't go out to dinner or have a girl take a picture in your car without them finding out and
I
judging
got
you
caught with
based
my
on that.
ex.
I got caught with my ex, and I got treated like I was a pedophile for it.
But
Yeah, they could
health,
easily get caught.
mental health, when you stop caring about what people think and what they say about you, do you. And that's a big problem with younger people. You care about what people think, social media, what they say about you.
That's our job.
That's a job.
You said you're a nurse, right?
35 years.
What do you think's harder? 24-hour open surgery, like when you're helping with, the doctor, et cetera, or 24-hour stream?
24-hour open surgery.
Oh,
You're
brother.
short-handed. The
We're saving thousands, you're saving one.
Bro.
All right, so you said 30-day subathon, right?
Yep.
My argument is that none of you guys actually did any of the work during that, and it was all your filmers, your
he part of the
editors,
face team?
your producers. All these people back here are the ones doing the work. You guys just show up and have fun.
They didn't do anything.
It's a group project.
No, because here's the thing.
Well, that's bad takes.
That's bad takes. That's bad takes. That's bad takes.
They wouldn't have any work if it wasn't for us, though.
I would even go as far to say as every person in this room, we keep them employed as well. Because here's the thing, we get sponsors from these companies that have 9 to 5s, right? These companies, hold on. These companies are not viable without influencers to push the brand and keep them in business.
Have you ever worked a real job?
No.
So how would you know?
I have worked a real job.
What was your real job?
I worked 8 months. I worked a double. I worked Walmart and Panera at the same time for a year.
Honestly, laughing, bro. It's not making me mad.
Straight laughing, yeah.
I actually feel like they're wrong.
Round two.
Chris.
All right, Chris.
Chris.
Why do you think a 9-to-5 job is not harder than what you do?
Well, you're guaranteed to pay.
Guaranteed to pay.
Yeah.
And that makes it harder?
Yeah. No, it makes it easier for you.
Makes
guys.
it easier
Yeah.
because we have a guaranteed pay.
100%. You have
Makes
security.
it easier
Talk about
for
raises.
Makes it easier for 9-to-5 people to have a job because their pay is
Yeah, when you go to
guaranteed.
work every day, everyone's
So you're
like,
basing the ease of a job just on somebody getting
Yeah,
paid
you
regularly? Is that
you have a
well, let's
certain
just
days
say
to get
that
paid.
comes to perspective. If you say someone who
Yeah.
works food, if you're someone who works a doctor, it's obviously different. But if you're talking abroad, 9 to 5, someone who doesn't need a degree, yeah, it's way easier than being a streamer.
How so?
Yeah.
Well, it's because you're guaranteed and you don't need any crazy knowledge. You don't need to go to school for most jobs, like certain things like a 9 to 5. If you wanted to go work at Foot Locker, I could go to Foot Locker, apply, and then next thing you know, I'm selling shoes for pay every single hour.
So according to you, a job is easier or harder based on the guaranteed pay? That's one aspect of it.
Working
right?
at
Yeah.
Foot Locker,
Okay.
working at a job like Panera or wherever Lacey is easier than a streamer, yes, because a streamer you have to come up with ideas, you have to stay relevant. There
Oh,
was
we're talking about ideas.
Yeah.
now. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
what do you-
talking about pay.
Okay, so what do you want to
that's
start with
one
though?
way that
But it
it's
doesn't
easier.
make. But
Well,
you're
you
not
started
even.
with
You're not
pay.
even. You keep switching it. So why
Oh,
don't
I'm
you
not
answer my
switching
question?
anything.
You know, you 100% are.
Yeah.
So how is it harder if you're guaranteed to pay? I worked for 4 years of streaming. I didn't make $1.
Well, what's your
Ooh.
definition of hard? That's the thing. It's like what
Stuff
is
that
difficult.
you need creativity. You need to
Okay.
get out of your circle, comfort
Sure.
zone.
Yeah.
You need to be able to actually make people believe what you believe in the sense of like, oh, this is good content. Do you watch
Yeah, you gotta
TV
make good
shows?
content because if it's not good content, nobody's
So
gonna
much
watch
So
it,
it's
bro.
the same thing. So the people that
Absolutely,
you're
yeah.
entertained by are the people like us, just for a different audience.
That's true. But you're talking about entertainment as a job. We could talk about entertainment.
This is entertainment,
as a job.
but this
yeah,
is entertainment.
entertainment
But
as
my
a
question
job
to
doesn't
you
have
is
any
why?
guarantees. Absolutely.
So do you truthfully, you can sit here and think that working at like a Foot Locker or something like that? I'm just using that because that's the best
Sure.
example.
Yeah,
Is harder than a streamer
It depends on what you are saying the word hard means to you.
in the
because there's
sense
hard
of everyday
physically,
activity. Because
there's
some
hard-
people around here said, "Oh, I got to wake up at 7 a.m., 8 a.m." Oh,
Yeah.
okay, we have to do the same thing.
Sure.
Some people do that.
And you deal with yourself.
No, we deal with
You-
millions.
Millions
when
of
you're
people.
creating that content and you have your phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Thinking about it, though, like they gotta deal with like people all around the world, bro.
dealing with you and yourself in that phone.
Okay, so what happens? Not true.
And people be judging too, like telling you,
Person,
bro.
you're not
That's not
dealing
true at
with-
all. I have an
Okay.
editor that I pay who relies on me. If I stop doing
Which
any
is
type
later.
of content, he loses
So
a
when
job.
you go to your job, when you go to work, rather than punching a card, you pick up your phone or you turn on a camera.
Okay, so when you punch the card, let's say, who's above you? Your boss, right? What happens if he just takes the business and he says, oh, we're not doing it anymore? You lose your job.
If the work is picking up a phone or turning on a camera as opposed to going in with a bunch of people and having to multitask tasks you have to do throughout your shift
Yeah.
and deal with your
Tasks you gotta do
coworkers
throughout
and
the stream.
interpersonal thing. Tell me how much you do of that stuff while you are actually doing your job for however many number
Okay,
of hours
perfectly.
that you are talking and typing and shitting and eating and all that stuff that everybody's watching you do.
Go ahead.
No, but there's actually a mental aspect.
I understand that, yeah.
No, no,
Yo, chat. He's starting to get mad. Think is starting to get mad, bro. You could tell.
Let me hear me out. Camaraderie, like you have like a group of people, like friendships, relationships, which is the most important thing in life. So you build that with your coworkers and stuff like that. And
sorry, bye.
I'm getting a lot of flag.
I knew he was getting mad. Look, he just left. That boy said bye. Yo. I knew he was getting mad, bro.
What's your name?
So I'm Angelina, and I work as an executive assistant.
You're right. You're right. She's right. She's right. She's right. I'm not gonna lie. She's right.
All right, so you guys were talking about the mental aspect, and I thought that was really interesting because as someone who works a 9 to 5, technically it's a 10 to 6, but I still have to clock in a certain amount of time. I come home, I'm too tired to cook. Fortunately, I have a beautiful girlfriend that does all of that stuff for me when I get home, but if I didn't, I would have to cook for
You saw that face the other guy made? Hold on.
myself
Look.
and get to bed in time and wake up in time to commute back to my job. You guys talk about how it's hard because there's a mental aspect, and I understand as someone
Why is his eyebrow so
who's been on
big?
social media a lot
Hold on,
that
chat.
you get
How long have you been on
berated.
social media? Just
Fuck.
So I actually did content creation starting at the age of 14. When I moved
Look, bro, why is his eyebrow so thick?
To LA, I gained like
see
10,000
that?
followers off the bat, and I was very young, and I started working with different brands.
Okay.
I totally understand the mental aspect. It's just that you guys can afford to say, hey, I'm gonna go wherever for 2 weeks, and that can be content, that can be your job, and you actually get to relax and travel the world and have other
So,
opportunities.
you're just saying a lot of points.
There's no relaxation.
So I can answer a
Yeah.
couple. So you were saying like to go back to the beginning, you were saying like you can manage like your time with like relationship. Was that correct? Like you have your girlfriend when you go home. Like
I fortunately have a support system, but I every day like ask myself how I would
so
have
I'll
been
give you
able
a
to do it
perfect
without.
example. So you said 14 you started. I started at 16. For about 3 years, I was making money, and it slowly went super up, and then all of a sudden it went
Boom.
down. Right? I lost everything,
And you was
fell
rich.
off
You was
completely. About to kill myself. It's a real story. This is a real story. This isn't a joke. Why are you smiling?
We've all been there.
Um,
Every 9-to-5 worker has been there.
So
that's
going
why.
back to what you said, how you have a support system. I moved across the country from my parents at the age of 19, lived alone in an apartment, was paying a certain amount of money every single month, and I was losing money. I wasn't making enough money to pay my like I had money in my bank for my rent, but I wasn't making
It was
more than my
serious,
rent.
yeah.
So I was
You
losing.
were in the red every month.
I was in the
I
red
got
every
you.
single month. Girlfriend broke up with me at the time, so alone
whammy.
across the country. So it's like when you're alone too and everything's going down, where's my support system?
She's over there laughing, yeah. Yeah, she's
So I
over
have
there
a question.
laughing.
You said that for the first 4 years you started streaming, you had no income. How are you able to survive?
I lived with my mom. I was 16.
So that to a certain extent is privilege.
That's privilege.
It is.
But my mom, how's that privilege?
It's privilege because you have the support system to have a place to live.
Well, at 15, 16, I would hope I have parents that would live.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't, and they have to
What is
take
that?
9
That's
to
a whole
5.
different discussion. So a lot of people don't have houses.
A lot of
when they
people
working
don't
9 to
have
5s?
families that support them or
But
accept
that's a
them.
whole different conversation. How does it do the 9 to 5?
Because they still need to survive. So the fact that you were given
So
the
how did you move to LA?
I moved across the country as well with my mom when I was 15 years old.
Do you not think that's privileged?
I mean, we moved into a 1-bedroom in Santa Monica and shared a trundle bed, so.
Okay, well, I was reselling shoes to afford my mom's mortgage and everything.
I get it. I've definitely helped my family out in times where I was able to, but I also had to have my family support me in order for me to have certain opportunities to make money.
There goes Mr. Crash Out right there.
So if you didn't have content creation, what would you be doing?
It's a great question. I don't know because I didn't set my goals that way. I set up my life to that. I know I would do what I want to do. If we all got paid the same every single month, let's say just in simple terms, we all got paid $100,000 a month, a crazy amount of money. Would you guys still, truthfully, I'm asking a serious question, would you guys say that all of our jobs are harder than each other, truthfully?
Yeah, if she was a nurse, she had to go to medical school for years just to be able to have her
But
foot
she
in the
knew
door.
that she was getting security because she was going to be a nurse, correct?
Not secure.
How's it not secure if you knew what you were going to do?
Nothing secure.
Nothing's secure. You just proved my point. You just proved my point.
No job is secure, but content creation gives you the ability to have those savings, to have an audience. And even if you do lose all your followers one day,
Yeah.
even if
Let's
you
say I
lose,
lost it all tomorrow.
you still have residuals of your previous viral videos. Even if people are hating on you and
that's
shitting on you, that's still adding to what goes into your pocket.
There's literally doctors who do one surgery and make hundreds of thousands of
Because
dollars.
they were trained for decades and they had to go to
So were
school.
we.
You went to school to be a content creator?
Streamer
No, but it's a. This guy said Streamer University, like, boy, it just started. Game.
How you doing, bro?
Good, how you doing?
Alex.
Gabe.
Gabe, how we doing?
I'm doing good. So first of all, I want to say
Bushy, bro. We're gonna call him Bushy, bro.
I do respect all of you for what you do. I mean, you guys do work, but you do not work as hard as people who have a regular job.
You don't know that.
I mean, that I do know it for sure. It's very clear. People have to wake up and do their routine over and over again. It's not a daily thing, it's a weekly thing, it's a monthly thing, it's a yearly thing, it's a life thing. And if they screw up, they lose their jobs. And they always have to be careful because if they do something weird, they say something weird to their coworker or their boss, they're gonna lose their job. If you lose some followers because of something you say, you'll get other followers. And you have a large following enough where there's enough of a range of perspectives that people will always be on board for you as long as you're producing content. People who screw up at their jobs and lose their jobs, and maybe there's a recession, there's not a lot of jobs, as could be now, they get
He might be a teacher, man.
homeless or worse.
You ever heard of cancel culture?
What's that? Yeah, of course I've heard of it. But how many people have been canceled and came back? I mean, it happens all the time. Your boss is not going to be loyal to you if you don't get that thing in on time 5 times.
Okay, but check it
you're
out.
done.
Okay, so listen, but to be able to get that loyal following of people that do follow you, you need to build that over years and years and years and hours of trust and communication and intimate relationships with your audience.
Okay, so
that's not something that's just given to you. You don't just fall into 1 million subscribers, 2
Of
million
course
subscribers,
not.
3 million
Of course
subscribers.
not. It takes work for sure. But like what you guys are talking about in terms of like the toll it takes on you, a large part of it, and let me tell you something, I'm a little older than you guys, so a large part of it is just general angst from being young, and you just happen to have a camera in front of you and like talking to people or whatever, but at the same time, like, you're doing exactly what most people are doing, which is dealing with life stuff, and that's normal. Like the mental toll that it takes dealing with people and getting comments and this and that, that's what everybody deals with. But you don't have to wake up at 6 in the morning and get to your job and then be there and like be on the whole time, no matter what. Anyone who has a 9 to 5 has to do that.
I said, what do you do?
Well, I'm a college professor, so I have to do that.
I knew he was a teacher. I knew it.
So this guy
I could
come
tell he
in
was a
and
teacher,
teach
bro.
The same shit for the next 10, 15 years?
I could tell he was a teacher.
Come on, bro.
We have to,
You already know what he's doing.
We have to produce new shit every day.
For me in particular, to Silky's point, you're a college professor, so you're essentially reteaching the same curriculum to the same students.
That I had to take
what I'm
years
saying?
to learn, but
you know
yes.
what I'm saying? But I started making content when I was 12 years old.
Okay.
It started out playing Call of Duty trick shotting. I don't think anybody in this room could hit a crane shot. I don't know if anyone in this room could quick scope.
I don't know if that's something to be proud of, but okay.
So I had to do that for 4 years,
Okay.
right? And then I'm like, okay. Then I had to do YouTube for 4 years, right?
All right.
And then I had to do FaZe Clan, build FaZe Clan out, fix FaZe Clan, and then do streaming.
Okay.
So
And
you're
with how many
constantly-
people helping you?
How many people helping me?
Yeah.
Come on now. For which stages?
All of them. There were a lot. You had a team.
When I was
Was it just you? Like
No. It
Okay.
was just me. There's
It was
receipts.
just-
It wasn't built on the shoulders of anyone?
There's receipts
No.
on YouTube of me.
Okay, well, where did YouTube come from?
When I was
How did
13,
YouTube become so
when I was
easy?
13
Because
years
a
old.
bunch of people worked their butts off 9 to 5, making it a thing.
That's
and
what
if
you
it
did
didn't
in the
exist,
first
if
place.
it didn't exist, you couldn't press play, you couldn't press record, and then just talk.
The fact that you have a campus to teach on, then boom, there you go.
Right, but I also had to spend years
years.
earning my credentials and mastering.
And I did it.
Come on, guys. Your credentials are playing video games. I play video games on my spare time. Come on, guys.
So you just want to get
Just,
paid to play video games. It's okay. We understand.
I'm Vicky, and my perspective is coming from a hair and makeup artist, physical job. Doesn't seem like any of you guys can even compete with the physicality.
brother.
You guys this is.
I know how to do a 3-strand
just
braid.
Just sitting on your butt and talking into a microphone
know.
is very different.
So wait.
Very different
Me
than
don't know.
having to get up in the morning, carry all of your gear. You've got to carry all of your hair, makeup, all of your supplies. You have to haul it around, get up early in the morning. You have to stand on your feet all
Bet.
day. You never sit down.
I hear you, I
You're
hear you.
breathing
Build a
in.
house.
You're breathing in toxic chemicals all day.
All right,
You can put a mask.
Listen, so
You can put a mask.
Listen, bet.
Your
Just
job
chill,
isn't
chill.
dangerous.
So
your
thing
job
is-
isn't
your
physically
thing is
taxing. You're just talking into a
So
microphone.
bet, listen. So your whole
She
thing.
doesn't get mad.
Your whole thing is we can't do what you do, right?
It's not
No, no,
physical.
but
I'm saying that
I
a
just-
9 to
you gotta let
5
me talk
job.
first.
She's not letting him
you
talk, what the
physically
hell?
have to do
So-
some hauling around stuff.
So
and
physically, I physically
you're
can't
just
haul
talking
around.
into-
She's not letting him
bags of,
talk,
like
man.
makeup. You physically could never trick shot. You could not hit a crane shot. You can't 1080. You can't hold a controller and make a 200K montage.
Yeah. Can't spin and talk.
None of you could physically
And you have
go
to do that for 12 hours a day.
Yes. Actually,
Probably longer.
4 days
Probably
to hit a trick
longer.
shot. It's taking you 4 days to hit a trick shot. Actually, yes, I
Hours
would.
a day. And then your day is
Yes,
never
I
done. When you're
would.
done doing that, is your job done? Do you have to go shopping and replace
No,
all of the
wait,
things
wait.
that you
Stop.
use?
No. Listen,
You have to
Vicky,
clean
listen,
all of
Vicky.
your gear.
You don't know about dry streaks. You don't know about hit markers.
But when you're done, you're
You
done.
don't know about if the Elgato wasn't on.
When
Can
you're
you
done, you're
imagine
done.
these
Oh
things?
my God,
disable resample.
If I rendered my video in Vegas and I sent the editor the clips without disabling and resample.
Oh my God.
My montage is fucked. The main underlying argument here is what you do is physically
Daily, day to day.
Okay. Your main thing is what you do is physically more taxing and
Yeah.
hard than what any of us
And
do.
dangerous.
I could say the same thing. You cannot physically trick shot. You
Trick-
could
yeah.
never. I would go as far
Okay,
as
so
I don't
how many hours a day do you trick shot?
I don't think.
How many hours
guys
a
ever do.
day do you trick shot?
12 hours a
How
day.
many hours?
When I was trick shotting, it was 12 hours a day. It was however long I
So-
needed to. However long I
Every day, 12
needed
hours
to.
a day,
Yeah,
12
probably
hours a
longer.
day.
To hit a clip.
Yeah.
12 hours a day, every day.
5 seconds.
And that clip is.
He carries a Barrett 50 cal and he jumps off and stuff.
I would have to get on Call of Duty, turn my sense all the way up to 10-10. I would have to get to last.
Jumps,
I would have
hit
to
a
pray to
spin or
God
something like
it
that,
would
and
be
just yeah.
in the right spot. Throw the concussion. Now I gotta have my rotations down. I gotta have
Yeah.
my rotations.
Dead zones. Talk about the dead zones.
Talk about dead zone.
Stick drip.
Stick drip.
Thing is, for the most part, but that is not all YouTubers that are doing something physical. A lot of it is just talking.
Yeah, but she also said it was dangerous. We could walk around IRL stream and someone could rob us.
Yeah.
I gotta.
Wait.
Yeah, all that
They're
stuff can happen.
They're laughing, but that's happened recently.
I've gotten a pumpkin thrown on my head by a crackhead.
Crackhead ran up to him on stream and almost
died.
almost
Because he
decapitated
quoted
him
his
when he
thoughts.
Alright, let's get it. Round four.
My name is Thelma. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I am very occupational. My last job,
She look nice as hell.
librarian with elementary school children. I have been an executive secretary, legal.
She talking calm, yeah.
Yes, all that, you know, because it's who you are. That you know, we create social media all the time because that's what we are. We're 9-to-5ers, and we interact and have energy with people. Where I don't think that you guys have that.
Are you serious?
You have false energy because you're
Just
across
say-
the screen. You're not
Are you serious?
interacting with people like we do.
So what are we doing right now? What are we doing right now?
Interacting.
You're doing it now because we're doing a video.
Wait, isn't she debating for us? That's making it harder for us.
Do you know that there's millions of people?
Now I'm not gonna have all y'all gang up on me. Come
There's
on.
millions of people who watch the video and
Yes.
save lives every
Yes.
day. Probably more than doctors.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There's people that literally stay alive because they want to watch our videos.
You know about going out to the clubs at night, staying out till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning so you can get dressed.
So you was
to
having
get-
fun.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
She said, hell yeah.
It's like you guys don't do the interaction. You don't touch people like this.
Okay. Now.
Yeah, you can.
What kind of shit's going on?
Go to the club, you get to put some shades on, and you go while your day to work. We can't do that because we have thousands of people.
But is
You're
that
drunk,
your choice?
You're high. You're
But is
hungover.
that
Just
your
get off
choice?
screen. We don't want to see you like this.
But is that your choice?
We don't like you like this. Why are you doing this?
But is that your choice? You chose that. You chose this life.
Everyone chooses
And
that.
that's what's happening now. That's what's happening now with the whole world. It's a total disconnect.
choice, bro.
When you have a 9-to-5, you dealing with people. You touching people's hearts,
deal with
souls,
people's
mind. No, you are not.
Do you know how many bands
I
we
think,
meet a day?
I think. Look, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I respect what you do.
Do you
'Cause
watch
I
any
think-
entertainment?
Oh my
Of course I watch
So do you
entertainment.
ever,
I got kids.
wait,
I got grandkids.
Do you ever laugh? Do you ever laugh?
Of course I laugh.
So then they
We're
interact.
touching them.
But the interaction is
Did
not
it make you
real.
feel better?
When I'm
How is it
watching
not real?
Wait, did it make you feel better?
What makes
Mm.
it all depends on
Have you ever been
it all
entertained?
depends- it
Have you
all
ever been
depends
entertained and
on
been like,
what's coming.
oh, I feel good?
Some of it is fake.
right now.
Some of it is fake.
You're not answering.
So now let me.
Okay, well let me answer because I'm debating him.
Okay, yeah.
But go ahead.
Right after this, I got you. Right
Okay,
now.
all right.
Yeah.
So when you're entertained, have you ever felt like your day was better if you watched something? You never felt like that?
Yeah, it be like that sometimes.
So what's the
Yeah.
difference with us?
The difference with you is that you guys are doing this 24/7. That's all you do.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like you. Wait a minute. Somebody made a comment about, oh, I can't even go out with my girlfriend, or I can't even go out in public.
That's right.
I can go out in public and be seen.
So it's
You know what?
easier.
I'm a very social. I'm a very social person. I'm very popular in where I do and where I am. I do social media.
What we do
Mhm.
has not affected people. It's not real. How come when I go out in public and I meet someone and they're like, "Oh my God, wait, I loved your videos growing up. You were my childhood. I used to watch it
Or their
every
hands
single
shaking.
day."
Yeah, shaking hands and everything.
Like you were my child. You know how like we.
Some
grew
people
up
be
watching
crying,
Disney
too.
Channel?
Yep.
That's I've had
Ben
kids come
10.
up hundreds of times throughout years of my life. Had kids come up to me and say these things. So.
Okay.
I'm Robbie. I'm a server at an Italian restaurant.
Come on, bro. Life's easy.
Oh, that's not fair.
He has the same menu, makes the same food every day. bro.
First thing I'm gonna say is
Just say
nobody's gonna
life's
say being
easy.
a nurse isn't hard. my aunt was, that is the most difficult shit. How are you gonna disrespect your mom like that,
she
dude?
is right now.
You're gonna disrespect
She
your mom
loves
and say that your work is harder? That is so rude,
And
honestly.
she works 2 of them. Okay, look at 2 hospitals.
Let me ask you something.
She said it's mad easy. She can work at 2 hospitals.
No disrespect. No disrespect, but what you do, I'm not your target audience. So break it down for me, because I don't even get it.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you something.
You just said I'm not your target audience because I'm black. What you said? You don't watch me because I'm black.
Listen, 'cause I'm black.
Talk about it's harder.
He has to get judged every.
I gotta get.
Yeah, he has to get judged every day by his skin color. It's all about the skin color,
Every day,
bro.
everybody thinks I'm a hoodlum. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
Jolly dude.
I can't get a job because I got tats. I used to
Ah,
work at Costco's. I
getting
had the
tired, y'all
greatest
boys.
401k granted to me. That means that when I retire, I get the biggest stipend of my life. Do you know I could just sit there and just meat pack all day just to really realize that, what, maybe 20 years I'm going to be sitting on millions because I worked at Costco's?
Yeah, Will.
Okay. I didn't have to interact with nobody, just packing meat.
Talk to him, Jamal. Talk to him.
Is what you do fun?
I mean,
do you
Yes.
enjoy what you do?
If I make it fun.
Do you make it fun?
Yeah.
Make it fun.
Yes or no? Is what you do fun?
Not everything's fun.
What isn't fun? Break it down for me. What do you do in a day? We'll swap stories. What do you do in a day?
Okay, so it's very stressful, right?
Not fun at all. Because this dude was talking.
Let him
for 20
talk, let him
minutes about
talk, let him
playing
talk.
video games.
Whoa. It sounds like you're jealous. Okay, so look.
That
right?
boy
I'm
glazing.
jealous of a harder job.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
that was sarcasm. You didn't read it. No, I'd like to.
No, listen to the time that I wake up. I wake up maybe 3, 4 p.m. Know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I'm already drowsy because I just smoked the night before. You know why I gotta smoke?
Mm.
Because I just deal with thousands of people. I don't even like people. I gotta deal with thousands of them.
No, let him.
No, let him stay. You gonna stay for this, right?
Wait, but you still haven't described what you've done other than smoking pot and waking up at 4.
Okay, waking up at 4 p.m., right? Now wake up, I gotta brush my teeth, right? Gotta make sure, cause I got a lot of comments. Now, you know, he don't brush his grills.
Yeah.
What is his real
His
teeth?
teeth
look
yellow,
like?
yeah.
I gotta make sure that my yeah.
He got Chanel earrings like a bad bitch.
And there's girls in his chat too sometimes. So
Yeah.
you know.
This, you know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I'm freshly saving. I'm not saving for this video. I already know what's gonna happen. It's about to be negative comments. You'll shave that little scruffy shit on your face. Cool.
So he got fat.
Now I have to game Marvel Rivals for probably 1 to 2 hours before stream. You know why? Because I don't get to game it for after work. Like I can just game it after work, bro. I can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do that, right? After I do that, now I gotta sit here and plan with somebody what I'm gonna do for the stream today. Oh, looks like we got no content. All right, let's see if we can just scrub
Guess
something
what?
around.
No content, no money.
No content, no money.
Yeah,
Now,
no
look,
content, no
I'm
moolah.
8 or 9 p.m. I'm still probably thinking I gotta do something for stream. My mind is
Do you know what's crazy?
My
8, 9 p.m. for him? Oh, I did my work.
You already did my ear?
I did my work today.
You took the same boss already. You're going to sleep.
What? Do I don't want to hog the space here too much, but do you know the expression, give a man enough rope?
You're losing me.
No.
No, I don't know this. I don't know.
Basically, you're talking yourself into a hole, man. Okay, my turn. I'll be brief.
Wait, give a man a rope.
Pause.
Is that racist?
Wow.
Get this racist out of here. He is no social cues. Oh, you're back?
Babe, I want to say to you.
Rhonda.
I'm your black auntie.
Yeah,
That's what I want to say.
Auntie Wanda.
You say you don't like people. It's all about relationships that you got with people. So when you say shit like that, do you really mean that?
Do I not like people?
You said
I'm an
you
introvert.
said,
I'd rather be in my own space. I'd rather be by myself.
and that's okay. But what is it that you're doing that's helping other people?
She over there laughing, bro.
I'm a superhero.
He's a
Lady been
hero.
laughing the whole time.
I'm a superhero, no cape.
Uh,
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You look great. You look
That's
great.
right. I'm Thelma again.
I believe 9 to 5 is harder. I mean, fuck.
Yo, he just so just say I believe 9 to 5 is harder.
Thinks dreaming is so much harder. Why are you doing it?
I can't have a public relationship because of the public eye and how they judge my relationships. I had a breakup with a girlfriend that
I loved so dearly because I chose streaming.
So my question.
Nah,
again,
I loved her.
My question.
I loved her, and you're laughing.
My question.
Yeah,
again,
she been laughing the whole time.
If you think it's so much
She gullible as hell.
Because I'm passionate about it.
Okay, so you love it. You love streaming. So do you love it more than you love that girlfriend?
That's what I had to decide. I had to make sacrifice.
So
That's
you-
what you have to
so
do.
you lost
with
the
streaming.
human touch.
But guess what? If I had a
You
9 to 5,
lost the human
if I
touch
was flipping burgers,
for-
I could have had a girlfriend still.
But you lost the human touch for the streaming.
Being a streamer, you have to be judged on thousands of people's opinions every single day. 9 to 5 person, maybe
But
1, 2, 3.
okay, and then back to my point. Is that your choice? Was that your choice?
That's not the point, though.
No, that's my point. That's my
Yeah,
point.
it's everyone's
That-
choice, though. It's everyone's
You
choice.
gave up your girlfriend for streaming. Come on now.
Shit, he ran up a bag. He ran up a
Yeah,
bag.
I ain't gonna lie,
He did it for a bag.
But the thing is, it comes to a point. Do I pick love and a future with someone I care dearly for, or do I pick
something that
future
love,
something that I'm passionate about, emotion? I pick motion.
Yeah. Gotta get that motion, bro.
Lala Costa.
Lala Costa, amazing.
La la.
I'm an attorney.
She makes a percent of people's fuck ups. I like that.
If you had an opportunity to get a 9 to 5, that you could create yourself, like whatever you want,
Yes,
9
I
to
would.
5, you would take it?
Yes,
Because why?
because I don't even enjoy streaming.
You don't? What? Come to this side.
No, but I
She said, "Come to this side."
What I built my career off of.
Yeah, he built this shit brick by brick.
Have you ever watched a show and you stopped watching it? Have you ever watched a show and you were like,
All the time.
it's the same thing?
Yeah.
I have to.
That TV show can't. It's done. What happened to all those actors?
It's
after that?
canceled
They gotta
because I
go to-
stopped watching?
Well, no, I'm saying if thousands of you
Honey.
stopped watching.
I think you guys are mixing all
Yeah,
the issues.
Cartoon Network.
and
They
not
got millions of
focusing
people.
on-
You guys know what Cartoon Network is?
Your
It's
followers
gone.
stop. Would you come up with a different brand then?
All those people are gone. Yeah, but pivot. That's the point.
I'm a professional model, but
Okay.
I've worked since I was at the age of 14. I was a gamer too.
I just think personally, like I agree with Jason that I think streaming does take a certain more than a 9 to 5, and I also think everybody in here, right? If you guys all try to be a streamer, right, and then we all try to do what you guys do.
Get L's in your chat.
The
All
probability
day.
of everybody here trying to get an attorney is way higher
This shit
than
I
somebody
was
making
like,
streaming a career.
Absolutely, your job is you just got lucky because you're a gamer. You got lucky. There's so many people
I was
like
just-
you
I was
out
talented.
there.
It wasn't
These
pure
days,
luck. I was-
everybody's an influencer. Come on.
No. But
So many.
no. But specifically, what I do, I'm not posting selfies around the world. It's basically all pure talent.
Wait,
Okay.
can I just why is he lucky? Why do we all get lucky though?
What is your talent?
Yeah.
Call of Duty. I was a professional Call of Duty player, like actual like. the
So you
game.
were sitting at home and you're thinking, what am I going to do with my life while you were gaming? You're like, oh, let's put a
I
camera.
was 16, so it wasn't really like
yeah,
that.
You,
so
you weren't really thinking of what should I do with my life, like what should I study, what should I like, where does my life go? You just got lucky.
It's not luck. It's just he's determined.
How's it not luck?
He didn't get lucky. He put in hours.
Work, yeah, you put in hella hours.
It wasn't luck. Everybody's a little bit of luck. I think people who don't have a job, they feel they want to get lucky by getting a job. So I think people even having a job is some sort of luck.
He said, how many people of us could do this? No, it's luck. It's 1 of a million because for whatever reason.
It's not luck, gang.
Has to be the best.
It's not luck.
Is he the best? Is he the best?
I got fourth last year. No. Let me get my statistics. There was over 300,000 people that played Warzone last year. This is the game that I play. I got 4th. So I was a top 12 player across the entire world.
And you're telling him
So
you're
that's
Yeah.
not.
He had to work
that's
for
like
it.
pure-
Yeah,
that's
he had
pure
to-
skill.
So
Yeah, he had to work
dismissing-
for it.
Is Michael Jordan lucky? Is LeBron James lucky?
Yes.
Are they lucky?
I mean,
No,
they have a
worked.
talent. They have
They
a
worked.
talent.
They had a
but
team.
as-
So what
you
he
know how
did-
many talented people out there and don't get the chance, they don't get the shot at it?
I don't want to take up his time. So he's not talented.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Not at
what
all.
you just said.
You just said.
What he did
I
to get
said
to where
a
he
lot
is.
of people are talented don't get the shot to do what he does.
Or people who
So
make it
it's
to the
luck.
NBA.
But I didn't even get a shot. It was I did it off the strength of me. There was no one who gave me a shot or anything like that. I simply was. You dead ass?
Just laughing.
Yo, you being serious?
Why you laughing?
Just laughing.
Why they laughing, bro?
It's not luck. I've been doing this for 13 years. I uploaded 3,000 videos. 2,000 I edited myself while I went to college, worked a job, and still went to school.
Ooh.
So that's not. I mean, if that's
No,
fucking,
stand on it, stand on it.
if that's luck,
Where's the luck at in that equation?
Again.
is there a percentage? We are all lucky in some way, right? If we all have a job, we're lucky in some sort of way. But also specifically pure talent. And I worked on that since I was 16.
Again, I work with many talented people. I'm not saying about you,
Yeah.
just talk in general. And there's so many people that are very talented never get a shot because they don't do the right thing, they don't go the right path, they don't meet the right people. So there are so many even talented actors here, they never get a shot. So I'm just saying it's pure luck.
It wasn't luck. I just saw an opportunity and just genuinely took it. It wasn't a handout. It was simply just, you know what, I'm talented at Call of Duty. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, he just did it. Yeah.
Years to make it a career. Is there something funny?
Look, bro.
It's a freaking video game.
It's a talent.
Permission to dick
Bro,
ride?
what?
They paid tens of millions of dollars playing video games, so.
But I'm saying though.
Permission to dick right on me.
You couldn't hop on a game and do
do
what
it.
I do.
You couldn't do
That's
it.
a skill.
Your son couldn't do it. Your grandkids couldn't do it.
Some people
Your
can't.
son's grandkids could never do it. They could never do
Anything that takes a talent.
it. The genes
You
are
can never make.
done. They can't do it. They
You
can't.
can never make.
How many hours a day did you spend?
When I was younger?
Yeah, when you were younger.
Oh, I would wake up 3 hours before school. So I would wake up at 4 a.m. and I would play before school. Bus would come at 7. I go to home, come back, and do it again. I was 16. What's funny?
See, there's a disconnect here because to you guys, when you guys were growing up, yes, it was just video games, it was whatever. But when we were coming up, we're like, wait, maybe we can make this career. Maybe if we get good enough at it, we can create.
Do you not
good
think
enough
it? Do you not think if you're talented at something, it's a God-given gift?
Video games is not like
You don't think you don't think it's talent.
You're just too old to understand.
Ooh, that's yeah. It's just, I can't argue that because
Y'all could
I
never
gotta
play
keep it a-
FNCS either. It's
I
the
gotta
same
keep
shit.
it a buck. There's a disconnect.
Same
You come
shit.
from a generation where this didn't exist. This career.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You looked at this career and you laughed. Now, how come in colleges they're teaching courses on content creation and esports?
Oh.
When you grew up, this didn't exist. So no wonder you're gonna laugh when you hear this shit because you're from a completely different generation. You just don't get it, and I don't know if you ever will be able to wrap your head around it.
Oh.
and it's fun. But it's like
And that's
again, it's
okay.
Oh, you gotta fight back.
That's
You gotta
okay.
fight back. I'm not gonna lie.
That's me.
I'm Ronnie.
Ronnie, nice to meet
This
you.
past-
My name's Ronnie.
You were talking about job security.
Elon.
Are you familiar with layoffs, with being furloughed? Like, taking
We
it back
fall
to...
off.
That's being... What? What does that even mean?
Lose everything. Every dollar. Everything. You lose everything.
Okay, and then you can rebuild yourself back. You
Same way
reinvent...
you can do if you get laid off. You get a
Yeah,
job.
that's it's
Oh,
it's
and-
kind
okay.
of it's not the same concept. Like
I don't know. Back in 2020, when everybody was getting furloughed, everybody was like, "Oh, let me go to social media." That's kind of an easy alternative. So that seems kind of easy.
I know,
And
but
then
if you lose a job, you
You
can't
just get another one?
No, you can search for. You have an opportunity to search for another one. No?
Okay, I've been searching for another one for 10 months. I interview every day, give the same spiel, have to give that smile of walking through my resume.
I uploaded videos for 7 years and barely got any views.
And did
It's
you
just-
wait?
it's-
You
it's-
uploaded 7 videos and didn't get any views.
Went to school, and still.
And paid rent.
Yes, I still worked. I worked.
Yeah.
Oh, so that you had
Was
another
working.
job.
As a parking attendant, yes.
Okay, and was that harder
Then what?
than streaming?
No, I was on my phone all the time.
Oh, as a parking attendant, that doesn't sound like you were doing a very good job.
I was chilling.
You were chilling. You weren't good at
Wait,
your
he's
job.
waiting for.
Yeah, when cars park, they're done. Like it doesn't.
Okay.
I don't have to.
Well,
I'm not security.
that's
I just
a
go.
one
I go like this. I
9
go like this. Yo, right there. I bet. Do you think an aspect of a video game, playing video games, is a talent?
I would say it's a skill. I wouldn't call it a talent. You can master it with,
But people
my
play. Millions play video games, but there are very few people who are genuine.
I have 12 emails, 30 messages, and a proposal due by Tuesday.
Oh my
I'm already
God.
underwater.
I'm in the
Gifted at it.
Gifted? What are they, Mozart?
How is it not a talent? Why is it not a talent what he does?
She don't
You know
even
what?
know.
I'm open to it.
She don't
Dave.
even
I
know.
think it's a skill. I think it's something you can master. I don't think you're a Mozart that you have this gift of like, whoa, and I put my thumb here and this thumb there and do this combo, I do this
You'd be
flip.
surprised. I mean, there's people out there who are genuinely
They have their opposable thumbs like so good.
That's like saying, here's a paintbrush, go paint me Picasso.
Yeah. Man, this is so hard. If there's certain games that have $1 million prize pools, if this is a skill you could just learn and you're looking for a job for 10 months, go pick up a controller, go hop in this $1 million tournament and win it.
She
You
qualify. She
can't
wouldn't
find your OBS stream key. Stop playing.
She wouldn't even.
I need to work for it, but
So like, but you're dismissing what he does. You're just dismissing.
I'm
like,
not
oh,
dismissing.
It's not,
I'm saying
it's
that's
not a
easy.
skill, it's not a talent.
It's not
I
easy,
said it's
bro.
a skill. I didn't say it's a talent. I said it's a skill. It's a skill that
But
you
how
can
do you
hone.
how do you
can
know
master.
how do you know if it's easy if you haven't done it? Like if
I
you don't.
played Mario Kart. I've played other games.
Not a professional level though.
No, not a professional level because that's not what I'm trying to pursue.
I know, but you don't understand what it takes to be on that sort of level. So how can you try to dismiss it and say it's yours is harder? How do you know?
What
how
does
do
it
you
take
know?
to be on that
Because
level?
I've worked at 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So
What does it take to be on that level?
Just gift, and you got to play all
Just
the time.
gift?
Tens of thousands of hours of work,
practicing,
editing, and filming, and constantly.
I'm just
having
talking
to
about pure
innovate
skill.
and
As far as like the
reinvent
videos and stuff like that, just off pure skill.
I had to put tens of thousands of hours
Could you get a
into
refresh
my
second
studies.
zone, Tarping? Could you?
I have no idea what you said.
Could you get a refresh going into second zone with no mats? Can you get a refresh on the best players?
I can also put. I can circle back and give
Do
you
you know how to
different
short
terms
launch pad?
from
When you're
my
trying to get to third
industries.
zone, third moving. Do you know how to
don't know
short?
No, I don't. But if I want,
You couldn't, but Excel sheet. We could do Excel sheet.
no, but exactly. I
They're just
can
talking. They're just talking game.
These
As
refreshes
a
don't come to you.
babysitter, I can talk to you about the different things I do and ask you, could you do that? No, but if you wanted to, you would.
If us four
Put on race.
took 3 days, you don't think we can master an Excel sheet?
Oh.
But let me give you. If I give you 3 days about a video game, do you think you could be that talented as me?
If I wanted to, I would.
So let's
She
pay
lied.
for her, whatever it is.
She
Hey,
lied.
Give you 3
please.
days, but if you lose, you got to give us it back in double.
No, that's not how the job works. You pay me, I'll get the job done.
Bro, what happened to that, bro? I thought it was easy. Ugh.
I would say, in a sense, yes, because you have to put in the work and you got to be on 24/7.
It's difficult to answer that question for us, I think, because we didn't come up in this time frame in this era. And technology is totally different now, because we were just talking about playing tic-tac-toe on the sidewalk with Carl. I appreciate and respect what they do, and I think that's the consensus for most of us, that we appreciate and respect where they are.
Yeah.
But it's not, what we did was, we just feel like what we did was harder. And that's what I think.
So my mind was changed in the sense that now I'm even more convinced that normal jobs are harder.
So, y'all boys, that's what we got for today, though. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, and don't forget to sub up. Comment down below which one y'all think is harder, 9 to 5 or being a streamer. Comment down below. Y'all boys, that's it for today.